Greetings. I will be your guide into the dark void. As you're about to enter utter darkness, the eternal river of darkness, and the ancient abyss, the land of perdition. Begin by sitting in a dark room and close your eyes. Focus on the blackness behind your eyelids and take a long, deep inhalation inward and then out, in and then out. Continue to breathe in this slow and gradual manner. Inhale through the nose and out of your mouth. As you observe the blackness behind your eyelids, know that this is more than the mere darkness which conceals your vision of the outside world. This darkness which envelopes your vision is akin to the darkness which dwells within us all. A darkness neither good nor evil, but indifferent. True darkness which transcends the finite spectrum. As you focus on the breaths coming inward and flowing outwards, feel that each breath facilitates a state of peace. Not completely blissful nor wonderful, a mere sense of letting go. As you breathe your troubles out into the unending darkness behind your eyelids, envision now that darkness, a blackness so black that it has an abysmal depths to it, akin to an eternal tunnel, a keyhole into the unknown. Inhale deeply and hold your breath for a moment, feeling any residual stress, tension, discomfort, any negating thoughts, sensations or emotions swell up inside of you, and as you exhale, feel it flood out of you and become sucked into that gaping chasm of darkness before you now. Repeat this breath. Breathe in so deeply, so deep in fact your stomach contracts inwards to gather more oxygen. Squeeze that stomach in and hold that breath. Sense not only the negating, hindering essence stored up within you, but the very energy within you building too, as it accumulates, building within you. By the pressure, waiting for you to release that breath, finally let it out. And as the darkness devours it, like a vacuum, like an all-consuming black hole which you cannot see but can feel and sense, simply observe the darkness before you. Its image comes alive in your imagination as a living and sentient, intelligent darkness. Breathe in deeply, again, gathering up whatever you may feel or have left within you, which would hinder you as the observer. Accumulate that inside of you and hold that breath. Hold it. Feel this negating essence building. And breathe out. Let it all go into the darkness to be devoured. Allow your breathing now to simply be slow, deep, and relaxed. In through the nose and out of your mouth. Begin to envision waves of obsidian darkness cascade amongst your feet. Black waters, as the waters of the abyss gather around you, as streaks darker than the infinite cold space of the cosmos. As you sit immersed in these dark waters, they very slowly rise. Your toes become relaxed. The bottom of your feet become heavy and relaxed. until the thick dark waters rise again as your ankles, your lower legs, your knees and your upper legs become covered. Remain calm. Breathe as the darkened waters cause your legs and lower body to relax. Breathe and allow these waters to keep rising, submerging your hips, stomach, back, your arms, hands, wrists, chest, shoulders, until your lower and upper body is submerged and immersed in these dark waters, feeling heavy and relaxed, feeling the dark waves wash over you, facilitating relaxation, peace, and stillness amongst the darkness. The nocturnal waves encircle you. Feel these dark currents, tangible, running in between your fingers, around your wrists, arms, and waist, coiling around your legs, your ankles, toes, wrapping up around your shoulders, coiling around you like serpents of the ancient depths. These waters do not fill a room, but you realize as you sit in these blackened waters that you're amidst an ocean of blissful blackness, stretching across a cosmic dark landscape without any light, color, or shape. Breathe deeply, allowing your immersion into these waters to connect you to that great abode which you now inhabit. Breathe gently as these waves move outwards as ripples of timeless essence across the dark unending waters. You become connected to something indescribable, something unknowable, something beyond the finite scope of any conceivable mind. In this boundless expansion, you become connected and yet detached. The inner merges with the outer, the upper becomes the lower, and vice versa. Breathe deeply as the waters of darkness rise even higher over your neck, covering your face, your head, until you are floating weightless in this liquid darkness. Feel yourself cocooned and encapsulated in its embrace. Your breath becomes fainter and more relaxed, but acts in the very same manner as you float there, timeless, lifeless. Without intention, you are thoughtless. You give in to the swoon of the darkness. The waves of the abyss move not only around you, but through you now, moving upwards inside of you as a large wave, rippling like waters on a smooth surface, moving up, then down, up and down, up and down, over and over and over, until you notice you yourself are that wave, a singular current amongst the eternal and countless other currents within this nightside stream. Breathe and relax, and feel how in these dark waters you fall downwards, looking back up trying to reach up, you are dragged down into the unendless depths, and just before you are fully pulled under to that proper, deep, deep, deep dwelling, you see a shimmering light, and this shall be the last time you shall look upon any heavenly, celestial, or cosmic presence, as that darkness is now closing in. It closes in on you more, and you fall deeper. As you begin sinking deeper and deeper, the light becomes fainter and fainter until it's inevitably gone. Only silence and my voice guiding you from afar as you descend the invisible kaleidoscope of the abyss. This is the darkness which will one day consume all light in the universe, every star, every sun, drowning countless galaxies in its suffocating presence. For light is wonderful, however it is finite, and once it has ceased, the darkness shall reign supreme. The heat of every solar system shall evaporate and be no more, and the unrelenting darkness shall be slowly eternal once again. As these realizations sink in during your continuous downfall in the ancient, boundless darkness, see in the liquid dark waves around you. See it moving like a living black ink, pearlescent in dark reflections around you like obsidian mirrors. The darkness moves therein, formless, shapeless. Yet every now and then, in the reflection of that darkness, you catch glimpses of faces or forms of ancient beings that dwell there also. As you fall deeper, as you descend deeper and deeper, becoming more and more distant from the illusionary world and connected to something ancient, something alien in nature. The countless eyes of these silent, slumbering beings perceive you. Do you feel them watching quietly behind the guise of that darkness? Entities known and unknown by man. These incomprehensible nightmares care not of your existence. They do not seek you out. They merely observe you as spectators, as a new visitor in their home. Or at least you may think that. More like they are watching one of their own return home. Don't you feel it? The strange sense of returning to your mother's womb as you fall, 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 fall deep. Breathe in deeply. Allow the dark energies of the depths to fill you up. All of a sudden, you sense that the movements have ceased. You have stopped falling, or at least the sensation has stopped. A deafening silence and an ancient stillness washes over you now. Peering and gazing into the unending abyss before you, know that it gazes back at you. Stay here a while, silent, and breathe it in. Soak it up like a sponge, and allow the tranquility to be invoked within you now, as you maintain your sight upon an unending, unmerciful, and ungodly darkness, moving before your three unflinching eyes. Envision, in the unending darkness before you now, a strange glow of black light begins to take form in the vast distance. A light black in nature, the black light of the causal domains. Like a collapsing neutron star, injected with an obsidian essence to its radiance, glowing sometimes in a darkish bluish radiance, or even purple or dark indigo. A black light which is simultaneously dark. This black light fills you with a sense of unfathomable awe. This dark light in the midst of this unrelenting landscape. It fills you with a sense of peace as the black light's luminance spreads across the plain. It cascades upon you, filling you with its essence, enveloping you in its energy, wrapping around you. Simultaneously, the darkness latches onto you as a form of black talons, tendrils, and tentacles. A formed connection is established between you with this ancient darkness, and simultaneously that a casual black light, that black light of Nox, continue to breathe. As the black light bleeds into the darkness, so does the darkness bleed into the black light. They become one and the same. A shift between these two dimensions of the abyss and of the dark void begin to overlap with one another as one. With you in its center, you centered within this union of the darkness and the dark light which shines from its abysmal core. Breathe deeply and slowly. The darkness enters you. Breathe it in and become it. Welcome it. A reunion with that which is true. Breathe out and allow the false notions of who you are, your accumulative identity, allow it to drown within that darkness now. As you breathe out. Now breathe in that black light, which flickers amongst the silhouette of unending blackness, which now is the veil which covers all that is and all that will be. You are the specks of that black light, which flickers in that darkness, and you are the darkness, which is the vessel of that black light, and vice versa. Breathe out, and as that breath leaves you, the landscape itself makes itself truly known. As you float in this abysmal utter darkness, you realize, I am at one with this void. yet it is at one with me. Breathe, breathe it in. Your inner darkness is that void, yet if you turned outwards, that is also the void. It is the union of the inner and the outer darkness. That dark void, that abyss, that spiritual blackness, they are one and the same. They are one with you and you with it. As within, so without. So without, as within. You are at peace. You are the darkness and it is you. All the powers of limitless potential flows around you now and within you now, through you, as this ancient darkness. You are transcendent. You are peering into the abyss, and it doesn't only peer back at you, but you peer back at yourself. And just know that with one singular command, those that dwell within the unending darkness can rise up before you too. Believe me, they are there, watching, waiting, and observing you. As you continue to breathe and relax, the countless beings encircle you. They merely haven't made themselves known. Demons, devils, denizens of the pit, dark beasts, gods and goddesses of this darkness, ancient spirits fast asleep in their slumber, entities, archetypes, forces, and powers, the likes of which some are known and some are unknown. Know that here all is possible, nothing is impossible, all is permitted. Allow yourself to expand outwards, infinitely. As you breathe out, allow that energy and sense of connection to unfold eternally. And yet as you breathe in, you feel something contract back to you until you breathe out again and expand infinitely. You are the black sun, you are the dark star, and you are the shining black center of that dark void. You are the center of that outer darkness, from which all things flow into and out of being. If you focus your mind on any of those beings contained within the darkness as a solid intention for them to come and commune with you, indeed they will. They may speak to you, they may show you visions, you may feel them. If you do not seek communion, one can connect to the eternal darkness for guidance. In contemplation, one can receive prophecy, divine, infernal, and dark intervention, visions, gnosis, you name it. Or perhaps you seek to bask in the ambiance, to bask in the moment of this incomprehensible dark void. Good. Soak it all in, detached from all else, suspended above time and space, whatever the case. Welcome to outer darkness, to the unending abyss, the river of eternal blackness and that dark void, a land of perdition and damnation for some, and a dark, infernal, wondrous empire for many others. Unlike the beings within this world, you do have a world to get back to. And so, I must show you how to do that safely and correctly to avoid any possible issues along the way. Look towards the unending darkness if you are ready to leave. And breathe in deeply. Hold your breath for a moment. Envision a grand, illustrious light shine from the center of your forehead as a divine torch shining outwards into that unending black tunnel before you. As you breathe out, feel yourself being propelled upon that beam, out upon that beacon of light, towards a vulva-shaped opening in the distant darkness, wherein you can see the many stars, planets, galaxies, and cosmic heavens beyond. But as you are pulled closer towards it, the light becomes blinding, until it is a flash of light which envelopes your vision. And as that light clears, only a boring, mundane darkness exists now. That darkness is the mere mundane absence of light beneath your eyelids. Open your eyes. Remain still for a moment. Take a few deep breaths. Acclimatize yourself back to this world. You may even look around and open your eyes and notice a strange shift, perhaps a shift in self, environment, or even reality. Things may seem a little different, or maybe not. If it does, this will be prevalent for a while, until you return to your normal mundane state. But know that that darkness, that abode, and that dark void still awaits you again when you are ready. But for now, welcome back.